But I do think this is a relationship that definitely could have worked
Mm-hmm.
outside of this show.
A lot of people are going to disagree with us on that, but I agree.
Really? Why? Like,
I think
just because
people
they
just
don't
hate
like
Joe.
Joe?
I think they just don't
Yeah.
like Joe.
Well, I'm saying, like, take the other guys out of it. If they're just meeting
Yeah.
in Minneapolis, I know people are going to say, well, they did. He DM'd her, blah, blah, blah. But seeing more of Joe, I'm believing his story about how affected he was by the, not that I ever doubted it, but I just thought, we said it on the podcast at the time. Yeah, I know you're affected by what's going on. You can't explain that. You got to go full ghost mode.
Yeah.
He is very clearly a very introverted yet very emotional guy. It's such a weird complex, but it just seems like so much of that emotion is locked up. Yeah. He doesn't know how to express it. Well, it kind of makes sense why he wouldn't. So, it is tough because I do think if they bumped into each other at a Timberwolves game or something like that, yeah, it could have worked, but not in this setting, apparently. Of course, we do get to that later, but they just never advanced past that Minnesota basketball connection sort of thing. But, Michelle, this is the weird part, man. And you noted on this, she says, oh my gosh, we're just so similar. And I think she is so latched on to that, to those two touch points of basketball and where they're from.
Yeah.
She doesn't realize you guys are really fundamentally different in so many ways. What were your thoughts on that when you heard it?
Yeah, that was a little, I think we pointed it out right away. She was like, oh, we're so similar. And then we're immediately like, you're not, though.
Like in every way except for personality and like lifestyle and upbringing. Like there's not, what are you talking about?
Like, sure, they can relate on like traveling and for basketball games around Minnesota. And that's about it. But like, they're such fundamentally different people. Yeah, just at their core,
again, we don't know really their core. I was just thinking that, I guess we don't know their core values
as much as,
but from what we've seen, this is not the case. And we were talking about this yesterday because Michelle asked Joe, "Do you think you could be with an extrovert as an introvert?" And he says, "Yes, I think it's good for me." But on the inverse, okay, at the end of the day, Michelle, you're the one choosing who you're going to be with.
Yeah.
I don't think she could see herself being with an introvert because obviously Nate and Brandon are both very extroverted people, very, outgoing.
Yeah.
Not that Joe's not sociable, but that they seem more aligned with her personality-wise. I think it's tough for someone who's so fundamentally closed off to be with someone who's going to be in this. But like, this is when you leave The Bachelorette, you're still, it's like the president, right? You're still the Bachelorette. Like Tayshia is still the Bachelorette until she passes away. She will be a Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Same with Michelle. Like this fame is not going away. This life in the spotlight does not disappear altogether.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your social media followers do not disappear after you're off the show. Like,
I'm sure, I haven't checked his profile. I'm sure Joe's not against social media following, but it's just a lifestyle that doesn't lend itself to someone who's super, super introverted like he is. So maybe she just couldn't imagine it with him. Mm-hmm. But that being said, I'm going to ask again. Sounds like we're all on the same page. They did sleep together, 3 for 3.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out. They're blowing kisses back and forth. He's catching them. It was very cute.
It was.
I got roped back in. Into Sleepy Joe. Now
we were saying last night, anything the producers want us to feel or think, like we're doing.
I'm a sheep. I've said it ever since we started recapping this franchise. I'll go wherever you want me, producers. They got me on like one of those like child leashes where it's just yank me over here when I got a play date, yank me over there when it's time for school. I'll go wherever they want me to. And they got me again. They wanted an exciting rose ceremony, a shocking conclusion. I got one. Just young, dumb, and pretty. All right, let's dive into Nate's date though.